Parks.
All right, Balls Bailey, you get to do the intro since you want to make fun of my intros.
Hi, my name's Travis. Welcome to Rose 1 through 10, episode 166. Hosted, I'm doing my
Great
with my
job.
co-host. I like Budweiser. I'm Travis Parks 24 on Instagram and Twitter. Yeah, go ahead and introduce yourself, guys.
I turned into like I turned into like Boomhauer like halfway through that. Like
I was getting a little tickle in my throat while I was doing it, so. Come on.
Hey, I'm Nas Cody, dude.
who's this
yeah,
retired NASCAR podcaster joining us?
I'm a former NASCAR commentator.
Hey, Brett Griffin got back in the NASCAR podcasting game this week, so it's only
Did he?
fitting that- yeah, he started his own show.
Is it
Cody
just him?
Mike Joy a couple
It's-
races, actually, if he doesn't believe that.
What'd you say?
Cody filled in for Mike Joy for a couple races.
Oh
Yeah. Yeah,
He
I
was out
talked
with,
about
he
my
was- he's been
Peepaw's
out with-
hot rod.
It's not a big thing, but he has ass cancer. So Cody's been filling in for him while, just
Allegedly.
been going down. Allegedly, yes. Has that. So Cody's been filling in for him and been doing damn good. You haven't really heard him on the radio. He uses a voice modifier, but I mean, you can't really tell a difference. I mean,
Well, they're
they both
doing
sound-
AI. So
They both sound
it
stupid as
is-
fuck.
Yeah.
So
Well, they're
yeah.
using Mike Joy's voice for
Yeah,
like
true.
when I talk. So it's AI.
Mike Joy's allegedly like Walt Disney and like frozen, and his head's frozen under
No,
a
it's
layer.
like the Tupac hologram.
Yeah,
what
true.
was it?
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah,
It's oh no, it's actually just like Damar Hamlin.
Oh
Where
yeah,
they-
where they
they had-
cloned him.
Yeah, they
Mm,
cloned him.
Yep.
Like,
just like Trump's clone that he has because he's walking weird now. So he's been cloned. And his
Oh,
clone's
they got
learning to walk.
they did a clone Trump. I
Yeah,
know
you
there
haven't
was
seen,
clone
the videos
Biden.
where
The
where it's
Biden
like
that was like 8 feet tall.
it's where Trump's been struggling to walk. It's got to be a clone. That's the only feasible option because I mean, with the legs like that, the clone's still learning how to walk. So.
Yeah. So is it not a human?
We don't have that proper
dire
documentation yet. We'll have to wait like about another 70 years like we did for JFK's files to come out. So
True.
you got to be careful with our NASCAR fan base, like talking about 47 here, because like they definitely do not detect sarcasm, so they're gonna be in the comments like, "You're talking about our president."
see, this is why I introduced myself like that earlier because it comes. Wow.
What just happened?
I'm gonna fix that. Hold
How
on.
did that?
You're
did you
getting
do that?
Yeah. Let me
Okay.
fix it. There we go. Hold on.
Anyways, Mr.
Yeah.
Parks, introduce yourself.
You know who I am.
All right. Well, this motherfucker thinks he's hot.
That's
shit.
egotistical to assume that people know who you are.
Yeah.
I
No one
think
knows
our
who you are,
9
but
viewers have probably seen my face by now.
whatever.
Actually, all of those viewers are my fans.
Yeah, they're all due to Cody. They're all LTC, culties.
Is anybody in the chat? Can we get the chat rolling?
Our chat never goes.
All right. Well, we're gonna change that. Chat fucking
Our
say
chat never
something.
goes.
You guys are the
We
only
have,
one
we have
because
viewers.
even when we do One Shining recap, like you let us use the LTC channel, like we'll have like a ton of like not a ton, but like 60 people watching or something. Like nobody will comment. Like
I don't think people like commenting from Twitter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
true.
think so because I mean we never get comments in our show, which is fine.
Never.
but,
Never. I mean, even
Maybe.
for LTC, like back when we were ripping and roaring, people didn't comment from Twitter. It was only YouTube.
I don't think we get a lot of viewers on YouTube. It's mostly Twitter viewers that we get.
first comment, I'll give you $1.
I wouldn't. He's gonna do it in payment plans probably, so I wouldn't trust it.
I got 75 cents right here.
What are you gonna do? Hand deliver it to him?
85. 95.
You're gonna hand deliver them their
97.
change?
We're almost to $1 right here. We got 97 cents for whoever can make the first comment. Oh,
Well,
okay. You don't count, you fucking bitch.
damn, I love this show too. But you know what I don't love? Shitty fucking Bristol races. The
Oh,
whole
really?
weekend. That's what I don't love. I don't love seeing my favorite track just be the
Is
next
Bristol
Texas
your
Motor
favorite
Speedway.
track?
It is.
Okay.
It's turning
Can I
into
ask why?
Texas for me.
It
It's just
probably
a home
used.
track.
It
Everyone
probably
loves
used
home.
to be. It probably used to be my favorite track, but I gotta be honest. I don't know if it's in my top 20 at this point.
Yeah. I don't know if it's in my top 30.
How many different tracks? I mean, just off the dome, how many different tracks do we go to? Does anybody know?
What was it? I mean, we do F1 does 26, 25 races. NASCAR does
36 points paying, 38 total.
30.
But
Yes,
I mean,
38
we have
total,
a.
but we do the same tracks twice usually. So
I
we
think it's
do
like
what Daytona twice, we do Talladega twice, we do
Atlanta
Kansas twice, I think, Atlanta twice. So I mean, what
Darlington.
we're already at 10 right there.
Yep.
Charlotte
Can-
twice, if that counts. I don't
Wait,
know.
we're already-
how
so
you
we're at-
I think
count
so.
that, right?
we're at 6. I would say we visit like what 17 different tracks, maybe 17, 20.
That sounds about right.
I think
I would
it's.
say we do that.
It used to be. I mean, they have done a better job, like getting more tracks and like more one date tracks, because it used to be dude, that like mid 2010 schedule, like or it was fucking brutal, where it was just like you knew exactly what tracks at what time you were going to every year. It never changed.
Mm-hmm.
They'd be
It-
like, oh, we're doing Darlington 2 weeks later this year, and it'd be like, oh shit, like
It depends if you're talking about like all series in general, because Trucks goes to different courses that Cup Series and Xfinity doesn't go to. So then you have to factor in those as well that Trucks are going to Xfinity, like the Rock this weekend, and shit like that. So I mean, we go to. I feel like probably in all series. I mean, what Truck does 4 races that Cup and Xfinity don't do because they do the road courses, and they do Milwaukee. If I'm not mistaken, or whichever one it is.
yeah, Milwaukee. You said the road courses, Lime
Yeah.
Rock, and
Yes.
whatever.
Mid Ohio, or am I wrong? They don't do
Mid
Mid-Ohio,
Ohio,
yeah.
yep.
Okay, they do Mid Ohio.
Yup.
So I mean, I would say we visit probably in all series over 25 tracks. But I mean, it's hard to say that Bristol's going to stay up there for me. I mean, at this point, I'd rather go to fucking, Watkins Glen. I mean, I wouldn't mind to, but at the same time, it's watching one car go by every 2 minutes.
I guess if we bring back Kentucky Speedway,
Cole Custer's back in Cup Series, let him win and shut that bitch down again. Maybe if Cole would have won this weekend, we would have stopped racing at Bristol.
I mean, I think I started the campaign, or at least tried to, on Sunday. # less short tracks. Because for all the more short tracks, I think we are now officially in less short tracks territory.
And it sucks that they said they're willing to listen to whoever or whatever the fuck his name is. They're willing to listen to whoever for opinions on what to do. And we were like, easy, more horsepower.
I don't think that's the answer.
In general for these cars?
I don't think so.
Hey,
I think-
Jeff,
I think we
Well,
can have good racing without having ridiculous horsepower. First off, the tires are terrible, specifically for short tracks. Because other than Texas, 1.5s, that product is pretty good.
Yes.
Super speedways, I know a lot of people are indifferent on the fuel saving strategy thing. I love when they're running 3-4 wide for 30, 40 miles at a time. Or
the
30,
fuel
40 laps
savings
at a
that
time.
the racing at the super speedways is fine. The teams and drivers choose to save fuel and then bitch about
You
it.
shouldn't be full throttle at Atlanta Motor Speedway. That's all I got to say. All the way around.
I think it's better that way than old Atlanta, because old
No.
Atlanta was garbage.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, it's just with that track, you should not be full throttle all the way around it.
Well, they're trying to make it a super speedway, so.
But
Well,
they're not full throttle though. That's the thing. I mean, everybody's
'cause
like
fuel
saving
saving.
fuel. Yep.
That's the stupidest shit too.
Yeah. Which I think that makes for like an exciting on-track product. I mean, they
It
run
can.
like 4
It can.
wide for like 50 laps.
It can be exciting, but also at the same time, it's all about your strategy is the biggest thing. Like, there's a lot that goes behind it, which I mean, I can respect. I can respect the strategy to put in to win the race. I mean,
For sure.
look at mile and a halfs. Like, I hate to bring this up, but like Vegas. I mean, how the fuck does the 21 get in victory lane? I mean, yeah, we got a good car and we got a good driver, but at the same time, the 21 should not be in victory lane. And I think everyone knows that. Even Tyler Reddick knew that after the race. I mean, it's just a matter of, I feel like these races, with the bigger the track, the bigger strategy comes into play. Because short tracks is just get up front, qualify up front, take care of your tires, don't fuck up on pit road. Is all it is.
Nobody's going to pass you.
Yeah. Oh, shit. What the fuck?
I don't know what I accidentally tapped the click referral link thing.
Well,
But,
there you go.
I can
There's our
respect
dollar winner.
Jacob, I got 98 cents for you.
half. You get 98 cents next time we see you. But go ahead, Cody. I'll let you kind of say your piece.
I think just with short tracks in general, they're cursed. I've never been a huge short track guy myself. Even as a kid, like I loved Bristol. Of course, you know, it's magical when they come here and like it's in our backyard. That is super magical. Bristol used to put on incredible races. There have been a lot of incredible short track races in NASCAR history. But I think since this next gen, current gen era has been ushered in, short tracks have definitely taken the back seat when it comes to excitement. I know a lot of people want higher horsepower. I think that is just beating a dead horse because NASCAR is never going to give us that higher horsepower. They've said it time and time again.
Which, by the way, that is at the request of the OEMs.
I mean,
the
at
OEMs
least
want
what
lower
NASCAR,
horsepower.
according to NASCAR.
I mean, that's fair, but I mean, we haven't heard from because I mean, but that's the thing. Everybody's like, "Oh, NASCAR wants lower horsepower." Well, all the smoke has said that was at the request of the OEMs, and
so I mean, I still do blame NASCAR. NASCAR ultimately is the sanctioning body. So NASCAR.
But what are you going to do? Like, if the OEMs leave, you don't have a sport.
Is Chevy going to leave? Is Ford going to leave? Is Toyota going to leave?
Do you want to go down that rabbit hole of pissing them off?
I feel like they would.
I don't think anybody's going to leave the most popular motorsport in North America.
Yeah. I think it's just the biggest factor is how much shit is becoming, though.
Oh, yeah, dude. I mean, we saw it this weekend. Bristol was fucking terrible. There is no way around that.
And how do you keep the fan base going to a beloved track like that? Like, I mean, I'm not going to say beloved, but I mean, how do you keep people? Yeah, exactly. I mean, we sat wherever the fuck we wanted with no issue, with plenty of open seats around us, which should not be the issue. Like the fall race won't be the same. It's the fall race, but I feel like after this, people are going to be scratching their head like, why the fuck? Like it's saying that's what I'm saying. Because last year it was kind of the same thing. But I mean, we had an interesting spring race with the tire fall off. I mean, people were intrigued by that. As much as it sucked, it was also very fun to watch because you're like, what the fuck is happening right now? Like,
I enjoyed last spring race. I enjoyed it a lot because we had actual tire fall off. And of course, it was probably a little too aggressive. The fall off was. I mean, there was nothing you could do to save those tires. But I mean, that's kind of what like NASCAR was built on.
I feel like just like the fall race too wasn't even that good. Like, I mean, you didn't know what the fuck you're watching, kind of like we were this Sunday. Like, you didn't know what the fuck the leader was. Like, how was the leader that much faster than these cars in the back? But these cars, if you knew they made it up front, they would be running with them. Like, you know, like they'd be up there. And it doesn't make any sense to people who don't watch sport like us because they're watching it. They're like, well, why the fuck is my guy, you know, Ryan Preece, good on short tracks, but then he's lagging back here in P27 and already 2 laps down, and hasn't had a single fuck up on pit road. Like, what's happening? It's confusing, and no one's interested. And I feel like the fall race is going to have some people scratching their head too, because for one, Dale Jr. is not running, so there goes all your marketability. I mean, that's pretty much how they market the fall race is mostly Dale Jr. is running on Saturday, or whenever they do the race, Friday, whatever it is. There goes their marketability for that race. I mean, it's just a matter of how can you get new fans in the door to Bristol or short tracks after watching a race like that?
I mean, the thing you don't, not with this current package.
Exactly.
There is nothing to say, no way to save it based on what is happening now. The way it's been so far at the short tracks we've ran, Martinsville sucked. I mean, all the short tracks.
Darlington.
Yeah, I mean, Darlington was like just.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't the best. It's definitely the best short track we've seen so far this year. I mean, out of our 3.
Here,
well,
I think
it's not a short. Darlington's like 1.3. It's not a short track. Like
I'd rather consider it more of a short track.
I
has
consider
a skill of
anything
a short
below 1.5 a short
It has a
track.
skill of a short track, but it's not really a short track
I see. I see what you're saying. Like,
because it takes a lot of skill to run that track. I mean, just like Martinsville. Like Martinsville takes a lot of skill to run that track.
Sure.
So I would. Fuck. Damn.
I agree.
Damn.
I
On
agree.
that Josh Berry dig, dude.
Fuck. No. Pierre Gasly today. There's no NASCAR race, so I got to go out. It's my favorite track too this weekend. We're at Saudi Arabia and Jeddah. It is some of the best racing you'll witness,
Big
especially with the
Saudi
racing.
guy here.
With the racing that we've seen so far this season, I have high hopes. We'll go into that later, or I will. I don't know about you guys, but
Big fan of the Saudi Public Investment Fund.
if you saw this
It's about
track,
to
you would
boost
love
American sports.
it too. Exactly.
Big live golf guy too.
But it sucks. That's all I was trying to say. I mean, you don't want to see a track like this. I mean, I know Bristol isn't going anywhere, but you don't want to see the attraction for your track that was so beloved before just kind of diminish because of this current car. And I know no matter what, there's nothing we can do to these cars to fix it. We have to wait it out till the next gen car, whenever that is. But I mean, for these cars, I mean, it's been an ongoing issue for what, 3 years now? Have we had the next gen?
I think it's fixable.
The solution is the tires.
I don't know. I would exactly say the tires. The tires are very hit or miss, but you can tell they're getting better with it. Like they're working on it. Like Goodyear is getting better at it, and they're not bringing as many option tires. And we're not relying on this. Yes, the option tire would make for interesting strategy, like we saw at the beginning of the season. But like Phoenix, for example, like that was somewhat interesting watching people carve through the field and who's going to save their tires, kind of like how we spoke about. But I mean, you don't want to bank off 2 tires. Like, are we turning into F1 here? Are we going to have 3 different sets of tires going into a race, and you're allocated so many sets? Like,
I think I think the option tire is a good Band-Aid for now to improve it, and that's one of the things I was pissed about that I was like gonna like go off a little bit about tonight was like the option tire improved Phoenix. Was Phoenix good, great? No. It was still not a great race, but I think it was better because of the option tire. And all the fans after that race, rather than be like, yeah, like this is better, they were like, no, this is a gimmick. And I don't want gimmicks. No gimmicks. And that's all you heard, Jeff Glock. Well, this is just a gimmick. It's not real passing. So they're not fucking doing it again because everybody bitched about it.
Well, that's the thing. It's hard to appease both sides because you have the old heads stuck in their way of just so used to having the cars the way they're built and having usually good races no matter where you go. I mean, they're so used to that. But then with this current car that we're struggling with so much, like I feel like us younger fans, we're more prone to accept the changes because within the sports that we've watched throughout our life, we've seen so many changes. I mean, look at NBA and the fouling. I mean, if those guys back in the 90s were watching these cup cars, the way they were, and then they were watching NBA, of course, NBA was a lot different too back then. They're stuck in their ways. They won't watch the NBA. Like a lot of older people won't watch NFL because they think it's rigged. And I mean, shit like that. Like you watch back in the 90s, you won't really see that. I mean, everyone was watching NFL. But I feel like it's the same thing for NASCAR. It's just like they're so stuck in their old ways, they just want to bitch about it and then not accept the changes that they're trying to make. Like me, yeah, I'm sitting here bitching about Bristol, but I know at the same time that's us expressing our concern for the sport and how we want it fixed, and not just saying, yeah, we're done with NASCAR.
Well, I don't know how this is like that mentality, like you're saying. It's funny to me because that has trickled down to like younger fans and like the idiots on Twitter who I know are not a real reflection of the fan base, and people like Jeff Luck who's got into NASCAR in like 2006, and they're like, I always cringe every time I hear Jeff Gluck, who started like covering NASCAR in 2006 and was like not a NASCAR fan before he started covering NASCAR. And then Gluck always says, I'm a traditionalist. What the fuck you mean you're a traditionalist? You started watching the sport not even 20 years ago and you're a traditionalist? And you're like, well, we shouldn't have gimmicks because I'm a traditionalist. And then and that's the problem is like fans listen to people like that and they're like, yeah, Jeff Gluck said it. And by the way, Jeff Gluck's solution was they need to build a new car just for short tracks. Like, yeah, Jeff, that's gonna happen. Like, are you
It just
footing the
shows
bill
how
for that, Jeff?
big social media plays an impact on this generation too, because that's how most people get into sports. I mean, we see it on social media. Like we go on Instagram, we go on TikTok, and we see something. Go ahead, Cody.
Even older people, though, in that regard, like older people, they like to like point fingers at our age group, but they are so influenced by what they see or read on social media too.
I mean,
Yeah,
how
they
do you
want to.
how did they find a driver? Like you find your driver through social media. You look up who the people are. Like if you don't know anything about NASCAR, what's the first thing you look up? Who's this driver? If you have no one to inform you, like I did. I mean, when I was first getting to it, like I had someone to tell me who these drivers were. And if you don't know who they are, you're gonna look them up and see who is most likable to you. Where are they from? Like
Well, yeah,
same
they
thing.
don't have the newer people who are now coming into NASCAR, and I'll say even fans that have been introduced to the sport in the last 7-8 years, they don't have the opportunity that like me or Travis had back in the day, where we just like flipped on the Speed Channel and there was guaranteed NASCAR coverage. Like that doesn't exist anymore, which I did see today. I'm excited. The Full Throttle, the
Yep.
Netflix docuseries
May
is
7th.
coming. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think so.
I don't know.
And that's
I don't know
also
any details on that. Like, I don't know where. Like, I don't know if it's the first half of the season that's going to be on there, or if
It's
it's like.
from it's last year's.
I think that's a
Uh,
little unfortunate to put that out in May. I think that would have been better to launch like coinciding with the start of the
preseason.
season. Yeah.
Yeah, like
well, you know,
F1
all
does.
the
That's
PR
one cool thing
people
about
had to
F1
get.
because F1 does the same thing. They'll release it 2 weeks before the season starts. So
hmm
they usually drop it around my birthday, which is what I love because it's like the week of my birthday, the new F1 season comes out. So I'm able to
hmm
watch it, and it shows it like fans a recap of what happened the season before, and then you go into the new season knowing exactly what happened, what driver
Yep.
moves were made, what teams have changed it up. And I mean, I feel like NASCAR should do the same instead of 9 races into the season, like we're getting this show, and we're like, well,
I
fuck,
don't.
we already knew this.
I don't think it's NASCAR's fault though. I think that's
Mm-mm.
Netflix, like, and just like how long it takes. Because like for example, like another sport, like they filmed a documentary on the Red Sox and followed them around last season, all season, and that just came out like last week. And baseball's been going like 3 or 4
I need to
weeks
watch
now.
that.
So
Yeah, I need to watch that. I forgot about that.
yeah,
That
I
came
haven't
out.
watched it yet either. But I think it's just a matter of like how long it takes Netflix to edit it and everything.
And it
Yeah.
like
I mean, you
it's gonna
just
show
need
how
better like planning and scheduling for that.
And
and it,
like a lot of that too is probably like PR people need to get in and be like, okay, you can show this, you can't show this, and this, and like I'm sure there's a lot of fucking hoops to jump through with shit like that.
it's gonna be interesting to see the episode about Seabell and Byron whenever they were trying to see who's gonna make it into the final four. That'd be a cool episode.
And I mean, also Joey getting in over Bowman.
Yep. Yep. Um, and it sucks. Like I love these shows and all. Like for a fan like us, like people who are actually in the sport who go to races and attend and also keep up, it's good for us to watch that because we can go back and be like, you see a different point of view. Like we see it from our point of view and we're watching the race and we have our own opinions. But watching the show, you understand the driver's point of view of how they felt. Because I mean, what we get to see a 3-minute interview with them, unless you watch the post race, which not many people do. But I mean, for fans who are watching the show, they get that one point of view of just watching the show and then they understand it from that. They're like, okay, I agree with him, but they didn't even watch what happened. Like people are probably going to watch an episode with Seabell and Byron, and not they're just going to pick sides, and they're going to dictate who they like off that because they're going to be like, well, fuck, Seabell shouldn't have made it in because Bubba hit the wall and did it on purpose, and Seabell didn't mean to ride the wall, and they're going to be like, well, maybe Byron was right, like shit like that. And it sucks because, that's how you get these divided fan bases who just clash all the time. And, they have thoughts that can't come together as one. Like we can't be one group. No one agrees. I mean, I feel like you have this side and this side. You have the side that thinks they're right and the other side that thinks they're right. And it's never coming together. It's just constantly.
That's just life in general.
I know,
Yeah,
exactly. But I mean, for the sport, especially with the issues that we're having, it sucks.
for sure.
Like,
Yeah.
And
because you feel like you can hit no resolve with it because you're just constantly clashing. Like there's no fix. Like they're willing to listen to fixes, but everyone is not willing to come together and think of a solution.
the solutions that people offer are just like people will just. It's not like the old days. We just need to get rid of this car. Like that's not a realistic solution.
No,
And
because
like
the
people
money.
need to accept like there's realistic options and there aren't. So like what are realistic options to make Bristol better or like the racing improve? You put dirt on it, you pave it asphalt, or like you have an option tire. Like other than that, it's like completely getting rid of the next gen car is not a fucking solution. And people have like the amount of tweets I've seen this week where it's like, we just need to go back to the old car.
I'm gonna get a drink real
That's
quick.
done.
Nope.
It's not happening. Did I run him off? Like, but
No, I accidentally unplugged my internet.
But I was just like, the amount of tweets this week and people say, we just need to get rid of this car. We just need another new. It like stop.
Let's just develop
throwing
that
out
real
these-
quick.
What'd you say?
I said let's just develop one real quick. We'll
Yeah,
have it out
like-
on the track next week.
People they're throwing out the dumbest fucking solutions that you've ever heard in your life, and they're just hand wringing about like it's not like the old days. We need to make a new car again. Like Jeff Gluck, I know I'm going after him. Like the fact he said this week, oh well, we should just make a new car that's just for the short tracks. This is the stupidest fucking like and he knows that's not a realistic option, but he's a grifter. And he knows people eat it up and be like, yeah, he's right. He's got the
a big
cherry
boy.
Coke.
It's a fucking liter and a
1
fourth
liter.
right here. This is 1.25 liter,
Oh,
motherfucker.
shoot.
This shit should last me. I'll probably get down to here tonight.
Then what are
Gotta
you
do
going
a-
to do with it? It's going to go flat.
I gotta do a little bit. No. You just put the lid really tight and you just leave it out. Gotta do a little bit of iRacing tonight, so you know.
Psychopath behavior.
I just think, and I'm hung up on that Jeff Gluck's solution of, well, we just need to make a new car just for short tracks is the dumbest, most unrealistic. And he knows better than that. He knows that's not going to happen. And he throws that out there because it's red meat for this fucking fan base to latch on to, even though they know it's something that's not going to fucking happen.
And
So,
I
like,
think that contributes to a lot of the issue too. It, like you said, there are unrealistic resolutions, then there are realistic resolutions. If you just keep people riled up and talking about the unrealistic resolutions, the realistic ones are never even looked at.
And I think, like I said, the realistic resolutions are I think there's 3 right now that can be done. I say easily, like not easily, but like I think you can do Bristol dirt again. And everybody bitched about that and didn't want that. So I guess we're not going to do that, even though like because these cars shouldn't be on dirt. Whatever. Okay.
I never had
And-
a bad time at Bristol Dirt, by the way.
Me neither.
And I went all 3 years.
Yeah, I went twice, and yeah, I enjoyed it both times. Like, option 2 is, and I think this needs to happen anyway, is why is Bristol concrete? Why is it not asphalt? Because I don't think that helps with these issues. And
I think more so than the track surface, I think a lot of it's the configuration too. I mean, I think if they were to make Bristol concrete with the old configuration, a little bit flatter, less aggressive banking, I think we would see better racing.
Yeah, because they changed it from the or they used to just have like the straight banking back in the day, and they changed it to the progressive banking, and it's not. But like for everybody who's like old Bristol was like slammed to the bottom, but the difference was like that was a race car where it was slammed to the bottom, and you could get to the bumper of the car in front of you and move them out of the way, and like that's what old Bristol was, and it's like. One of the issues with this car, and like I'm not an engineer, is that you can't get to the bumper because of how bad the air bubble is. And then when you do, these cars are so slammed to the track and stable that like the only way to move somebody is in Austin Dillon Richmond. That's how you move somebody in this car, is you just need to knock the hell out of them. Like the days of like hit them, like give them a nudge and run them up out of the groove, like bump and run. You just cannot do that with this car. And I think that's what's contributed to.
I feel like you can somewhat, but the bump and run is a lot more aggressive nowadays. Like it's not as slight as it was. Like, yeah, you move someone up a track, they're out at the throttle, and then boom, they're loose. Maybe lose a couple spots. But these cars on the bump and run, I mean, when you bump them, like those cars they're done. Like they're gonna lose it. That's the thing. Like, I mean, maybe on these short tracks like Martinsville, you can get a little bit of a bump and run. But I mean, look at Xfinity. Like, you can do a good bump and run on those cars. That's what's great to watch. Like, you can see it in those, and it's fun to watch. Trucks, same way. I mean, hell,
when Larson passed Allgaier, like that last time in
Yeah.
the Xfinity race, like he gave him a good little shove.
Hemrick too. Like Hemrick, whenever he won in Martinsville, I mean, I think it was Martinsville. But yeah, it was when Hemrick won in Martinsville. I mean, he did the same thing to Ankrum, and I mean, like those are good ones. But like these Cup cars, they can't handle a bump and run. Like they can do it, but they're just like Travis said, they're not good at all.
Yeah, you gotta like the Austin Dillon Richmond is like how you have to.
I
move
wouldn't go bump and
somebody
run
in
for
car.
AD in Richmond though. That wasn't a bump and run. That was a
No,
wreck
I'm
and
not
run.
saying it was. I'm just saying like that is you have to hit somebody that hard to like move one of these cars because
Yes.
they're so slammed to the racetrack. Like they don't move up out of the groove like with the next gen car, and like that's why Dylan had to do. Like I said, I'm like yeah, he wrecked the shit out of Logano, but like
Yeah.
he had like it to move these cars. Like you basically have to wreck somebody because they're so stable and slammed to the racetrack.
And then if you do that, you're taking a chance on breaking your own toe link.
Yeah, and like, and I think that's been the biggest detriment of short track racing with this car is that it's just like I think it's so much harder. Like Bailey was saying, like when you need to move somebody, it's like you basically need to wreck them to move them, and that's like, and people aren't just going to go out there and do that for 11. So like,
And it sucks you have
unfortunately,
these lower series that are so much better. But I mean, the highest series what people aspire to be to is just getting shit talked like this. Like, I mean, you don't get this with trucks and Xfinity, really. I mean, yeah, they might be boring races, but at the same time, like, they're not getting his shit talked as much as Cup is. And like, these guys aspire to go to Cup, but what is what is the hope besides the money to go to Cup just to get shit talked weekly? Like, where is the good in that? Where you say in your car you currently have or truck you currently have, then run it and also experience some good racing. Like,
but we
you're
need
not
to
going to get
not
shit talked.
we need to not pretend like that Xfinity race was good either.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't good, but it really wasn't. Jesus Christ, Casey Kane's plus 750 to win the fucking race.
Damn.
Okay, dog.
Sorry. I was just looking at I was getting it pulled up for later, but I was like, what the fuck? But
Yeah, I thought all three races this weekend sucked dick, personally.
truck race wasn't bad. I mean, we had different leaders. My boy Rajah led like 85 laps. It's a career high for him actually for laps led. So good shit on him. I mean, but I mean, the truck race wasn't bad. I hate the bonehead one. I don't really mind Chandler Smith, and shout out his.
Shout out Chandler.
I'm not.
Yeah,
Yes, just shout out Chandler. I'm not gonna say anything else. But shout out Chandler. There's some news that broke on him this weekend.
He needs to win
Allegedly.
some more races
Allegedly.
because he's gonna have some
Alimony.
child support checks.
He's got some more bills. He's got some more bills. That's all I'm gonna say. But the truck race, it wasn't the best, but I mean, it was definitely the best of the weekend. I will say that. If we're looking at it, but goddamn, was it cold? Fuck me.
Oh, dude. Yeah, with like 100 to go, I was like, man, is it even worth it to be?
I could not feel my
here now?
toes.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just wearing my Vans, and dude, like you guys are all wearing boots, and you were like, let's walk the track, and I was like, oh. But it was probably
that was
like
good. It got the blood flowing.
Yeah, it was like 37 degrees, and that wind.
I shattered my phone down
whistling.
there.
He did shatter his phone. He dropped it about this much from his pocket to the ground on the track because we got on track, and he dropped it like that much, and his phone just.
Is that karma?
If that's what you want to call it, I've
Breaking
already
phones
like
at
broke,
racetracks?
but I've already broke a phone since then. So like, I feel like that was my karma.
I got you back twice.
Yeah, dude.
It
Yeah,
wasn't your
next
fault.
time, yeah. Next
wasn't
time,
your
just
fault,
don't tuck your phone in between the bed and the tailgate.
Yeah. That's of course I intentionally put it there, and I just should have picked a better spot to put it.
For sure.
Oh, highlight of the weekend: Travis wrecked his car on the way
Did
to
not
Bristol.
wreck my car. That's a
So yeah, he had a little fender bender. So I feel like it's turned into like a thing. Like every time it's a race, like something like that happens.
No, I was
It's
driving
either something
up.
breaks or something.
That's
something
God's
happens.
way of saying that we need to quit supporting the sport until
I mean,
we
yeah,
can listen to the fans.
I was driving up, and like the SUV in front of me hit a fucking like retread like tractor trailer tire that blew out that was laying on the highway. Hit a chunk of it, and it landed like right in front of me. Like, and there was a car right beside me. Like I had nowhere to go. Like it was just run this thing over and hope it's not too bad. And I ran.
Did
it
you like
over and it cracked my
get a
front
report
bumper.
on it?
No, because I mean, it was just it broke some plastic under the car that I cut off, and it cracked my front bumper. It's not even worth paying the money to fix that, in my opinion. I'll just fucking get the bumper zip tied back together and fucking. The plastic under the car is just. I guess it could be necessary if I hit something again, but I don't think it's worth paying my deductible to get it fixed.
True. But
yeah, that was less than ideal.
truck race wasn't the best, but I mean it was definitely the best of the weekend. Chandler Smith goes out and damn wins it. Larson second, came close to finishing the sweep, but I wonder if he'll get it done. I wonder if he will. I wonder if he'll do it again this season sometime, maybe the fall race, and try and win. So weird seeing 3 fucking Hendrick cars trucks out there, though. I'll say that.
I got a
Christ.
picture of the 3 of them,
Yeah.
like in
'Cause,
one
I mean,
shot.
and they were running together the whole fucking race. Like the whole race, they were all right there. I mean, Raja kept running into some trouble, and he was just terrible on restarts. But the only reason why he led, by the way, is because he didn't pit after stage 1 and stayed on the same tires and led the laps. But
I will say the one solace in the Larson dominance on Saturday and Sunday was obviously like Hendrick lost John Edwards last week, who was like not a lot of fans like know him, like we don't know a lot about him, but like just hearing everybody in the industry talk about him, like he was Gordon's PR rep for a long time, and then they brought him back to be Larson's PR rep, and he was just like outstanding guy. Like
I met him a couple of times.
Oh, really?
Yeah, very nice guy.
Yeah, he just never heard a bad word about the guy, and like you've heard a lot of people obviously giving tributes to him this week. So like if there was one positive in Larson's dominance this weekend is like it was a great tribute to him. Like after that loss to go out and dominate on Saturday and Sunday.
Yep, and Friday. I mean, you can say he dominated. I mean, he led laps in the truck and just didn't have the speed on restarts. So that's pretty much what screwed him over. I mean, pretty much that's all it was. And same thing for Corey Day. I mean, he had a really good running for the first time. Actually, like you could say, he had a good running in a truck, and I think he said he was the most confident in that truck than he has been this whole season so far. I mean, so all the Hendrick cars trucks ran as well. That's kind of like a play on words, I guess. Hendrick cars trucks, but they all ran super well. And I mean, same thing for Saturday too. I mean, a couple other guys that like Cooper likes, like Corey Haim, had his first actually good running in an Xfinity Series car. Guys like that who've been trying for the longest time to, make their marks in their series that they're trying to come up in. Like Corey Haim's the talk of the town in every series right now. Gets Rabbit 2311 for 4 races. He's racing part-time with Sam Hunt Racing in the 24 with Jeffrey Earnhardt. They're sharing it. I mean, and he's making some noise actually in Xfinity. So I mean, that's good. I mean, Larson too.
He probably should be in Cup right now, but Denny took that bag instead. So,
and I mean, same thing for Larson too in Xfinity. I mean, just an absolute fucking dominant performance is all that was. I mean, and I like what he said on his interview. He was like, he wants to go out here and whoop the shit out of them because he wants to show these kids in these lower series, like, you got a long way to go because like you still got a lot of learning to do.
No, let's quote him. He said, "Embarrass them."
Embarrass them. Yes. Yeah, even better.
Everybody who hates Larson just took that out of context completely.
Exactly, and you shouldn't. I mean, you should appreciate that because especially with the amount of hate and, like, the way these Cup cars are to drive, like, you need to understand you got a long way to go. Like, yeah, you might understand your Xfinity car, like Corey Haim understands his truck, but, I mean, when he goes into Xfinity and, he's out there farther back in the pack and you're kind of scratching your head like, well, what the fuck?
It's like LeBron going to a middle school basketball game and just cooking those kids and then being like, huh.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, like, it sucks to see as a fan because, like, you want to see the guys that are actually battling for points and, like, for spots to win. Like, you want to see that. Like, for me, it sucks because, like, I want to see fucking Sheldon Creed win. Like, that was my thing. I was repping the 41 and 00 this weekend. Like, I was repping Haas, and, like, I wanted to see them do well. And, I mean, Sam Mayer led laps. I was quite happy with that. I mean, we won a stage 2.
Didn't last long for Sheldon.
It was only 7 laps, and then Sheldon, of course, had the biggest accident.
Took him out, dude.
Biggest accident. I mean, Dean Thompson got him loose going into 4, and just pretty much
sat there for 25 seconds before Brennan Poole decided to just plow through him.
Mm-hmm. He bumped him pretty hard going into 3 and 4, and Sheldon spun out right there off 4, and Brennan Poole just absolutely slammed his shit right in front of us too. Best of all, happened right directly in front of us.
About the only highlight we saw this weekend.
About the only highlight. Red flag the race, and I mean we got to see everything. I saw a post on Facebook. Dude actually took the front bumper off the 00. It was pretty cool. It was just fucking beat to shit, and he just took it. He was like, just pick this up from the team.
That's cool.
I was like, that's cool as fuck. But that was probably the only highlight of Saturday. I mean, it was pure Larson dominance. I mean, I think the only laps that were led that weren't Larson was some by Allgaier and some by Sam Mayer. I think there's only 2 people that led. But I mean, besides that, nothing really special about that race. I mean, unless you guys know something that I don't. Just Larson move Allgaier for the win. That's all it was, and led the rest of the laps.
That was the highlight moment, right?
Yeah.
Like there was nothing else. I mean, of course, like the Sheldon wreck, but when it came to like the conclusion of the race and the outcome,
what the hell? He's got a thumbs up. What the fuck? How do you? Oh, it's because he's on his phone.
yeah,
The iPhones do that.
give us a thumbs up, Travis.
My shit always does that. Like,
Yeah.
it just randomly pops up with fucking
iPhones
thumbs
do it.
up, and like I've gotten like balloons a few times and stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
Say congratulations.
Congratulations to Kyle Larson. Yay!
Woo.
Oh well. But I mean, that was pretty much only a highlight of Xfinity, and I mean, I feel like Cup was mostly the talk because I mean, we're more okay with seeing a shitty truck or shitty Xfinity race because like we're not paying as much, and it's not the highlight. Like you go to races to watch Cup. You don't go to races like fans don't go to races to watch Xfinity. Maybe a couple of us like who actually care about it, like Cooper, yeah, and like me, like I care about my drivers in Xfinity. Like I don't really care about trucks, to be honest. But I'll watch it. I have my driver, but like people go out there to watch Cup. And like these 2 races, we were just like, yeah, fuck Chandler Smith won. Yeah, fuck Kyle Larson won. Like he's not going to sweep the weekend, so who cares anymore? We're going to go out and have a good race on Sunday. And then Sunday arrives. But I mean, it was a great day, I think, for all of us. Like we had a good time hanging out. Like it was good to see everyone again, finally get the group together and just kind of hang out with all the boys.
That's my favorite part of Bristol. Like
Exactly.
the racing aside is just the hanging out with everybody. That's my favorite part of any race that we go to.
And with it being a
Just
home
seeing
track, it's like
everybody.
it's so nice because like everyone lives local, so like everyone usually
Yeah.
goes to it unless you have work obligations, which not many of us do. But
Yeah, see,
It
I
was-
don't
it
have
was a
that
great time.
luxury. I had to drive 6 hours to be there.
Yeah.
exactly. So I mean, it's nice for us to like get everyone together and hang out, and like that's what we did. We just hung out. We walked around for a little bit, shopped a little bit. Of course, you know me, fucking spending money I shouldn't spend. I was pretty good this time though. I didn't buy a lot, but hanging out before the race, just
Well,
drink a
hold
couple
on.
waters.
You didn't buy a lot?
I didn't.
Dude, I feel like you bought at least one item from every hauler there.
I didn't actually. So I bought a Haas hat. I bought a 41 hat to wear, and I bought a Wood Brothers shirt, the Vegas win, the blackjack shirt. I bought a Wood Brothers 75th anniversary hat, which is fucking slick. And they had dropped SVG's pitch shirt, and of course they had the 2 for 50 deal. So I got a hat too. And then I got a 2 diecast that were cheap at the white tents. So I mean, besides that, I did pretty good. I got a Harvick throwback 2016, the throwback Budweiser scheme, and then I got a 29 Sonic Kevin Harvick scheme, which is pretty slick. And those were a total of $50 together. But yes, that wreck was fucking wild to happen right in front of us too. Was the best part.
I got a diecast. I got it right in front. Shout out Cooper
Yeah.
for picking that up for me. The
Pretty
Chase
fucking slick.
fucking
Only highlight of that weekend.
Of what?
That race right there was the highlight of that
Oh.
whole entire weekend. I
Yeah.
mean, even though Chase Elliott won, but I mean that was a stacked field because Noah was in there too, and Kyle Busch was racing that race. And then of course Sunday was the rain out Seabell win. So
I got to meet Chase Sunday. Got that fucking Texas win sign. That was a highlight of my
Are you mad
weekend.
about the blue marker?
No, I love it. Orange and blue.
well,
Okay.
on that note, I
Love it.
did meet Josh Berry, and he did sign my fender.
So you guys drove
Pretty
all the way
surreal
back to
experience.
Knoxville to get the fender?
Cooper did.
Cooper did. He offered it, and I see he kept asking me, and I was like, dude, I ain't answer that question for you. I was like, if you want to do it, you can. I was like, because he was pondering about going to the Cup race because Dalton was like, I have the extra ticket. He's like, should I go? I said, well, to begin with, I don't see why you don't. I was like, yeah, it's gonna suck, but everyone's gonna be there besides you. So you're the only one sitting at home. I was like, I don't see why you wouldn't, especially with the free ticket, because like we paid for ours, of course. And then he kept asking me, he's like, well, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And I was like, I don't know. I was like, if you go, just grab my fender. I was like,
It's
because now I can get it signed.
It's amazing because I asked him And he's like, "Shut up! I'm not fucking going. Fuck you!" Like this,
Yep.
and then as soon as Dalton asks him, he's like, "Okay."
It wasn't
Like-
that much as okay. It was more of he kept saying no still, and then it was like a thought where he was like, okay, well, I don't
I
want
knew
to.
he was going the entire time, dude. I knew from the jump when he was like, "No, I'm just coming Friday and Saturday." I was like, "There's no fucking way you're gonna get into town, hang out with everybody, and then leave before
Yeah.
like the cup race. You're not. You're coming to that race."
And as much as like I regret going to the cup race, I would still do it again. Like it's a matter
For
of
sure.
even though it sucks, it's the people you're with that make it what
Yeah,
it is.
it was.
If
It was
I was
still
by
fun to
myself,
like drink beer in the stands with the homies.
if I was by myself at the whole race, then yeah, I'd probably say, well, fuck me. Why did I waste 5 hours of my day to go here?
For sure.
Like that's what I would do. But
2
with
hours
everyone-
and 38 minutes actually is
Yeah,
all
2
you
hours and
technically
38 minutes.
wasted.
Yeah.
I hung out with my friends and met Chase, so that's like I drove 6 hours to do that. So I'm taking that as a W. Like,
What did you say to
Exactly.
Chase? I mean, I know you gave him like some kind of like, "Hey man, keep it up." Or
Dianon!
something. What was your yeah?
Dianon!
I love
I-
you
I-
so
no, I
much,
just-
Chase Elliott.
I just told him like, thanks for coming out here and hanging out with the fans and go kick some ass today. And he was like, I appreciate it, man. I love to do this and I'll do my best. That was his response.
Okay.
I swear to God, Josh lit up
Ring
there.
the
It was
siren,
funny.
Papa.
Even Cooper saw it when I handed my fender because he didn't see it, and I came around the corner and I was like, "Plop!" Just plopped it up there. He was like, "Oh, which race is this?" I was like, "I think Fall Bristol." And I was like, "I don't know." He's like, "Oh, cool." He's like, "Where do you want to sign that?" And he signed a 4 on it, which is cool too because I thought he signed 21 because like it's his current number. But when he signed 4, I was like, "Well, it makes sense." Yes.
That would have been hilarious though if he would have put a 21 on it.
I felt bad for Cindric though, because no one was like, I know he's a driver, but like no one was going to him. And whenever I was waiting for Josh, I was like, "How you doing, Cindric?" He's like, "Yeah, man, good." I was like, "Good, good." I took the little
Yeah,
card.
I talked to him. I was like, "Hey, dude, good luck. Thank you."
Yeah, exactly. And I felt bad because like no one was going to him. Everyone was just going to
Yeah.
Josh. Like, and I like Cindric. Like Cindric's a good guy.
For
Like,
sure,
I
he's
feel-
one of my favorite personalities.
Yeah,
'Cause
exactly.
He's
He's
just like a
funny as
nerdy
fuck.
dude. Yeah.
He's funny as fuck, and especially
John,
with the season he's having. Like, I feel like, and he has wins on his record. Is a weird thing. Like, it's weird to see all these people flocking to Josh, like to be a fan. But like, what is to not like about Cindric this season? I mean, I get last season, but like this season, he's put up some fucking numbers.
Josh is Dale Jr.'s guy, so he's got a built-in.
That is true.
fan
But I mean,
base.
Dude,
like,
and I saw it this weekend, bro. There were so many people
and
out
I
there.
fucking hate it.
Cooper and Bailey
fucking
are
hate it.
part of like a bandwagon fan group now.
Yeah, and it sucks. It's like fucking Travis and his Chase. It sucks. You see it everywhere.
I just just to by the because I always see people on Twitter
Here we
like
go. Here we go. He's trying to make his reasoning why he's a Chase fan.
no, I'm not. Like I'm just saying like
I'm from Georgia.
no, like people
I went to Dawsonville Pole Room.
hey, shut the fuck up. Like but
burgers.
people are always on there like oh, he's such a fucking dick. If you ever meet him, he's the biggest fucking like literally every time I met him, he's just like a nice, quiet like dude, like that's what he is. Like
You see,
Maybe he thinks his fans that a lot of Chase's fans are like unbearable, right? So I'm sure, dude, the guy who's like bitching and complaining about like maybe Chase's attitude was probably fucking weird.
yeah.
and I've said many times, if Chase didn't have the fan base he had, I'd probably be a fan, honestly. Justin
Shout out
Love.
Justin Love.
Goddamn, Dalton was so drunk he called Jesse Love Justin Love.
Just love.
But I mean, if Chase didn't have the fan base he had, I would probably be a fan. I mean, he's a quiet guy. He's a lot like Josh. He's not an outspoken guy. You know, he speaks his mind, he speaks his piece, and he just races a car. And I mean,
Yeah.
it's hard not to like. Like, I mean, yeah, due to fucking, Bristol 2021 with Harvick. I mean, yeah, it's hard not to hate him, and then the Roval. I mean, it's hard for me to sit here and say, yeah, I like Chase.
Well,
But I mean,
Chase
I would
didn't
never
do
be a fan.
anything at the Roval. To be
Yeah.
fair,
Motherfucker,
didn't.
we shook his beans. That's all we did. But
Yeah, and then Harvick saw him coming
Shut
in
up!
there and was like,
Shut up! I'm gonna mute you.
drove
gonna
right
mute you.
into the wall.
I know he did. But still, yeah, it's his fan base that gets me. Like, you don't want to go to a race and see everyone repping that driver, and you're like, I feel like if you're first getting in the sport, you could say yes, like that's okay, because you're learning the sport and you want to pick someone to rep, and you see everyone wearing this guy, the first thing you think in your head is, oh, he must be good, and just to watch him fucking run mid pack, like things like that, and then you kind of develop a sense for other drivers, kind of like I did once you get into the sport. But with Chase having such a fan base he does, I feel like a lot of drivers just gravitate towards him with him being from the South, with his dad being who he is, with his upbringing at Junior Motorsports. Like, it's hard not
Took over
to.
for Jeff Gordon. That's why.
Yeah,
I'm a fan
exactly.
of
He
him,
took
like,
over for Jeff Gordon. It's hard not to like this guy. Like, I get it. I get the fans. Like, I would too if I was just getting in the sport or I had one driver. I would definitely understand. I mean, it's hard not to like Hendrick. I mean, it's like being a Red Bull fan in F1. Like, you think of F1, you think of Red Bull right now. Not right now, but like in the past, like that's the first thing you think of when you think of NASCAR. You probably think of Hendrick or Joe Gibbs. I mean, you don't think of really any Fords.
Can
So it's
I
just what
just?
people gravitate towards. But
I got this comment real quick. Biggest party foul of the weekend. I think bigger party foul. I got to tell the story. Fucking. So me and John had a sandwich that we were splitting, and like I ate half, and John had the other half. And Bailey just fucking reaches, and Bailey and John have like never met each other at this point.
no,
And Bailey just reaches down and grabs the sandwich and fucking eats half because Bailey thought it was my sandwich, which
I did.
still a fucking dick move, even if you were doing it to me.
But keep in
but
mind, I paid Travis $10 after the race for the sandwich.
because he thought it was my sandwich. Little unbeknownst to him, it was fucking John's half of the sandwich. And
I had
John
no
was
idea.
like, I get back to the car, he's like, that fucking weasel Bailey took my fucking sandwich. What the fuck is his deal? He was like,
Well, I didn't know. I saw it sitting there, and you weren't paying attention. I was like, "Fuck it, I'm eating the sandwich," and I was hungry, so I was like, I was a little buzzed at that point.
John
And I
was
was
just
like,
like, what? Like, because he's like,
and he was.
never
But the
met
funny thing
Bailey.
was, he was sitting there just like looking at me, like laughing about it. And I was like, and I asked him, I was like, "Should I eat the whole thing?" He's like, "Yeah, just go ahead." And I was just like,
He didn't know he's like, what's this
But
guy?
I
just
didn't. He
eating
didn't
my
tell me.
shit?
He didn't tell me. Like if he was sitting there like, "Yes, my sandwich," I would have walked down there and bought him a meal, like I did for Travis. I sent him $10 to fucking compensate because I was like, "Yeah, it's a joke, but I'm an asshole, but I'm not a real asshole. Like I'm gonna." He might be mad at the time, but at the end you look at it like, "Well, fuck."
What was
And I
Fast's
mean,
party foul?
I committed the biggest party foul of the weekend. Wearing
Yeah, I don't
Larson
know.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
True.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what he's referring to with that.
Oh, or his fucking ticket that he thought he was getting for free.
Oh no,
Or-
that would have been, dude. God, that was
He-
so bad.
He said he was going to come pick me, Chris, and Cindy and John up on Sunday. Like I talked to him, I was like, hey, can you get? And he's like, yeah, sure. And he's like, so my chase thing's at 11:10, and I was like, if you do, like, can you be here by like 10 or so tomorrow? He's like, yeah, no problem. And then, like, call him, and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna be there around 10:50, and it's like 10:30. I'm like, all right. And I just got in the car and fucking drove us myself.
But I mean, I don't think there's much else for us to speak about on Sunday. I mean,
I
nothing
need
fucking
to.
interesting.
I need to get like I know I've referenced it, but just like for everybody, because I ain't forgot. I keep fucking receipts. 2 years ago, we need to go back to good Bristol. They're ruining Bristol. This dirt thing is stupid. Like these cars aren't for dirt. And Jeff Gluck fucking bitching about it. Like I'm fucking ranting a lot
Is
about
Jeff
Gluck.
Gluck your like biggest enemy?
I
think
hate
so.
watch his podcast. Like
Public
every
enemy
week.
number one.
I think Jeff does a great job covering the sport. Like I do think he is a good
Travis would
journalist.
fold in person.
What'd you say?
I see you would fold in person.
No, because
Mr.
I
Gluck, I'm
respect
such a
you.
big fan. Do you go
Mr.
to
Gluck, I
the-
love your news, I love your Twitter, I love everything.
No, listen. I respect Jeff. I think he does a great job covering the sport. Where he loses me is just his just constant bitching. And the Bristol dirt thing was he was like, this dirt thing is just the worst thing ever, and this is ruining Bristol, which is the best track we go to. And my biggest issue is that fans latch on to people when they say shit like that. Like they're like, yeah, Jeff said it. He's right. He knows what he's talking about. So he bitched about Bristol dirt, which caused other people to be like, yeah, Jeff's right. This sucks. And they were like, okay, you know what? Fuck it. We're not going to do it anymore. And we didn't do it anymore. And this is what we fucking get instead of that. And if you're going to sit here and tell me that what you saw Sunday was a better race than Bristol dirt, you're full of shit. Because I saw a clip on Twitter of 1 minute and one lap at Bristol dirt where there were more passes for the lead than the entire 500 laps on Sunday. So if you want to sit here and tell me that what we have gone to and going back to real Bristol was a better product than that, you're just fucking wrong, and you can't admit you're wrong. So you're just like clinging to whatever, feeling like you're right. But I like the whole. I didn't forget about the whole dirt debate because that was a hot button issue a couple years ago. I know it's not a hot button issue anymore, but goddamn, I didn't forget about it. So I'm gonna get my fucking 2 cents in on it. And all these motherfuckers who cried away Bristol dirt, I hope they were fucking pinned down to their couch and fucking tied onto it, forced with their eyelids taped open, forced to watch all 500 laps of Bristol on Sunday. And you sit there and tell me that was a better race than what we saw at Bristol dirt. If you say that, you're a fucking idiot.
So I do have some fun stats to compare this spring Bristol to last spring Bristol. Last year there were a total of 3,589 green flag
Hold on.
passes.
When did this happen?
Oh, that's a bummer. 3,589 total green flag passes last spring. 54 lead changes and 9 cautions. This past Sunday, we had 2,197 total passes, and there were only 4 lead changes.
Now do Bristol dirt.
Oh yeah, which I mean, I'll pull it up real quick. I don't know that it's even fair though to compare.
Well, I
but-
just like which one is a better fucking racing product? Which one is a more entertaining race to turn on and watch?
And it
Well,
sucks to have this race in such a pivotal moment in the playoffs too, like with the racing that we've had. Because if you don't qualify up front or even on pole, like you're fucked. Like you pray the leader gets fucked up. Or
to be fair though, we do have New Hampshire in the playoffs, and Martinsville is like the championship 4 race. Like what dictates that?
And that fucking sucks. Usually the championship 4 Martinsville race is better. Because I've through the previous years we've seen that.
Yeah, last fall Martinsville was pretty good.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean the spring.
Yeah, no, spring was awful. But
And
it's
I
been
mean,
it's been like that at Martinsville for a while. Like even
you
going
could say
back
the
to
same
old
thing
cars.
about like Bristol though. Like, what if we don't get a good race at a pivotal moment in the playoffs? Then what?
We're not going.
I mean, it's gonna suck for the drivers themselves. It's gonna suck for us as fans. Like we're not gonna want to see that, and it's gonna suck even worse for the drivers who are eliminated because they might have the car to keep up on a track like this. Like, how the fuck does Ricky Stenhouse end up second in qualifying?
And so why the fuck did we not have an option tire this weekend? Other than people bitching about it, which happened too, because another thing everybody bitched about that, ooh, it's a gimmick.
I forgot
I
what
would
they
have loved
said.
to have the gimmick on Sunday. Because why else did we not have it? Other than people saying, oh, we didn't like it. It's a gimmick. We don't like gimmicks.
I forgot the reasoning behind it.
I mean, it's like, it fucking baffles me. Just people like, oh, I just don't want gimmicks. I just want pure races. Well, Sunday was as pure a fucking race as you can get. So if you are complaining that Sunday's race sucked, I'd never want to hear the words, I just want pure racing out of your Jeff Gluck, who is like all the time, he's like, I just want pure racing. And then he got on the podcast complaining about how the race sucks. Well, Jeff, you're fucking Mr. I want pure racing. So you got exactly what you fucking asked for.
Yeah, true.
I got a fucking bone to pick with Mr. Gluck. I'm sorry. I had to fucking launch off on him tonight.
What did Gluck do to you? What was like the final straw that broke the camel's back?
The Bristol dirt. And then the super speedways, like the first year of the next gen, when he's like, well, it's not really good, like, because it started, you can't go 4 wide with this car. It just doesn't work. You can't go 4 wide. And then they went 4 wide, or not 4 wide, 3 wide. They went 3 wide. And then he's like, well, it's not real 3 wide because they're just saving fuel. It's like the moving the goalpost bullshit that I just can't get down with.
I'm trying to find the same stat, but for Bristol dirt, and for some reason it's evading me.
But yeah, no, I just think like, and it was the Bristol dirt stuff with him, and then yeah, like Because when the next gen first came out, it was, well, this car sucks because you can't go 3 wide at a super speedway. And then they went 3 wide at a super speedway, and he really said out of his own mouth, it's not really 3 wide because they're saving
Sorry.
fuel. Because
Yeah.
it's NASCAR's fault that the teams decide to save fuel.
I enjoy the fuel saving racing that happens. Like, I genuinely do enjoy that.
I just think, like, what gets me is when the drivers bitch about it. Because you know what? If you don't want to save fucking fuel, go drive up to the fucking front and lead every lap. Nobody's fucking forcing you to save fuel. You're choosing to do that.
I agree. All right, so I have an answer for you. The final dirt race, it also only had 4 lead changes, but there were 3,699 total passes.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. But if we look at the 2022 dirt race, there were 6 lead changes, 2,700 passes.
Also, one of the greatest finishes in the history of the sport.
Oh,
my
dude,
God.
for sure. Regardless of if you were a fan of his or not, I mean, that shit was insane in person.
Luck.
I'm not saying it was, obviously it was luck for Kyle, but like, just if you can fucking make that finish Tom, Dick, and Harry and take out the fact Kyle Busch won it, and it was one of the greatest finishes in the history of the sport.
For sure. And what? That was Chase Briscoe's first of 2, like, diving it in on the final laps. And
Yeah, he did the same thing at Charlotte.
Yep.
With Larson. Yeah.
Yep. I do remember this now, Jacob. He spilled his beer all over the guy in front of him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like random guy, not one of our people.
No, it was a stranger.
Oh.
Yeah, that's tough.
Oh.
It's hard to recover from.
It's hard to see that Bristol's come to this, and we have to have this conversation once again. Like I feel like we did many times last year on LTC.
So realistic, like I said, like realistic fixes. Like both of you, like, what do you think? When we come back here in the fall, what do you think? Just,
softer
like,
tire. Bottom line. That's
Option
it.
tire.
I think
Option
both of those, softer tire and option tire.
I mean, either one would be a solution, in my opinion.
That's the only solution we have.
Also, stop fucking spraying down resin or PJ1. How about no compounds whatsoever?
Get the cars loose as fuck on the track.
And I said earlier too, and just like this won't be a this year fix, but man, why is Bristol concrete? I feel like this has been a discussion forever, but like, why is it concrete? Has there ever been like an explanation why we can't just make Bristol asphalt like just about every other fucking racetrack? Which asphalt,
The
which is
history.
but Bristol was asphalt before.
Was it?
It started off as asphalt, yeah.
Did it? I thought Bristol had always been concrete.
No, they made it concrete in like the 90s.
Mm.
Bristol was always asphalt before.
Well, the racing was good back then. Everything was fine with Bristol, dude, until they reconfigured it.
Yeah. Yeah, they reconfigured it. And
what year was that? Was that 07 or 08?
07, I think.
Okay.
And then another issue, which is like, this will be a long-term fix, but I have heard people saying this, and this might actually be a realistic fix other than just like get rid of the car, is having making a because the tire is so fucking wide now, like, and going back to like a thinner, I'm not a fucking but going back to like a thinner, like smaller tire, because like now the tire is so big that it has so much fucking grip that hurts. And I think that with some engineering, which I'm nowhere near a fucking engineer, so like, but that is the solution I've heard that maybe can be an actual fix, is just not having this big ass giant tire anymore.
Well, there's no sidewall whatsoever on these.
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all saw the number that came out. I forget who it was who tweeted it. But there have been more dislodged loose tires since next gen than there was in between 1994 and 2021.
Go
There's
back to
been
6 slugs.
more tires come unsecured just in the last three and a half seasons now than there was from 94 to 2001.
I was listening to fucking our buddy Pete driving home from the race, and he's like, it's not because of the single lug, and I'm like, well, what do you think it is, Pete? Like,
right. I mean, what is the one change in tires that's happened since 2001? What's the or 2020?
Do you guys listen to that station?
No, I canceled my Sirius.
It is
subscription.
NASCAR state media.
Oh,
like,
for sure. It always
dude,
has been, though. It's gotten worse.
Monday morning, they were like, I don't like every single like they had a directive to not talk about how bad the racing was. They were like, it's just Kyle Larson just went out and kicked everybody's ass. That doesn't mean the race was bad.
Was that the Godfather who said that?
That's basically whatever. I didn't listen to Moody much because we were home by then. But like when I was listening to the morning show and then Larry and Danielle Trotta, and like, yeah, it was like, well, it's just like you're just saying it was bad because Kyle Larson led a lot. Like, it actually wasn't that bad.
And honestly, in my opinion, listen, I'm one of the biggest Kyle Larson haters that exist on this planet.
Damn, fuck Rockingham. You can't even bring beer in there. Or drinks in general. You bring
Really?
ice. That's it. You can bring ice.
You can bring ice, but no drinks.
Yep.
That's an interesting business decision.
I do the same thing I did at Bowman Gray. Is you couldn't bring beer in there. I put all my beer at the bottom of the cooler, and then I just piled up fucking like these sparkling waters and fucking water bottles and Lunchables and all kinds of shit on top of the beer. So, because like they're not actually gonna dig through the cooler to find the beer, so I just put all the beer at the bottom, and then I was fucking whipping out beers. People around me are like, how the fuck do you get it in here? I'm like, it's really not that challenging.
Right, dude. I snuck beer into Phoenix all weekend.
True.
Because you're not allowed to take beer in at Phoenix.
Jacob said concrete in '92.
Okay, yeah. I mean, the racing was good on up until the reconfig.
But just like because like Junior has talked about this for a while. Like, why is it concrete? Because concrete is not a surface that's like as conducive to good where it's like when we have these issues where it's like, oh, when it's cold out the tires wear, and when it's warm out they don't wear, and like a large part of that is the concrete, because it's such like where it's like I don't know why we don't have like why it's not asphalt. And I'm not like some expert who can break down like the science of concrete and asphalt and like what, but just like why is it not asphalt like every other racetrack? What is?
I wonder if our climate has anything to do with it.
I mean, I guess it could be, but there's like, I mean, Charlotte's not that far from you, and Charlotte's asphalt. Like,
yeah,
Darlington.
I have no. I mean, I'm not going to pretend to know, but
Martinsville's mostly asphalt.
I think we're up a lot higher than Charlotte is, though.
I mean, I would love to fucking get Marcus Smith on here and like ask him like the explanation for that. Like, have a conversation with him that I actually remember. Like,
true.
You guys were like that dirt race. You were like, yeah, you were talking to Marcus Smith for like 10. I was like, I don't fucking remember it. I still to this day do not remember talking to Marcus Smith at all. And they're like, yeah, you were having a full on conversation with him.
Yeah, dude. We asked him why they didn't have the why they didn't swap Bristol Dirt and Sonoma's date and everything.
My fucking zero recollection Marcus Smith conversation.
Yeah. I can confirm it did happen.
I'll be like, have Marcus on here and be like, Marcus, you remember me? And he'll be like, yeah, well, I don't remember you.
Like, you're that drunk fucking kid who wouldn't quit talking to me.
Dude, I'm pretty sure that was the first time we hung out. And, like,
It
dude,
was.
I was fucking, like, because I slept in, like, it was like 20 degrees out and I was sleeping in the tent. Like, dude, I had to, like, stop and just, like, sleep in my car the next, bless you.
That was something, all right.
That had some,
Had
that
some
had some
kickback
shit
to it.
in it.
BRB.
Go clean that up. Yeah, I don't know, man. So, I mean, it seems just it's gonna have to be a tire issue, and like I said, like my overarching point, like I said, just realistic solutions. Just this, I'm so sick of hearing like, well, we just need to get rid of this car.
That
Stop. It's not
that
gonna fucking happen. Like,
yeah, so that solution and then higher horsepower to me are just so fucking annoying at this point. Cuz it's just they've made it clear that like it would take an act of God for them to raise the horsepower in these cars.
oh, who's the main person pushing the higher horsepower stuff with a podcast? Seems like somebody you worship says that a lot.
Dude, Denny's never wrong.
So seems like you're disagreeing with him.
That's okay. I'll disagree with him.
I thought he's never wrong. Why are you disagreeing with him?
Denny's rarely wrong.
All right, there you go. You had to change it.
Yeah.
Big news come out of the garage this weekend, though. Petty GMS is probably back next year with Dodge in the truck
Really?
series. Big thing. Petty's going to come back with Dodge next year, 2026, is a very big rumor. Didn't know if anyone heard of that or not. But yeah, it's some shit
That's
that came
the
out.
first I've heard that.
Like
Huh?
they're gonna go back to Petty GMS and not be Legacy anymore.
No, Legacy
Or-
still be a thing. Petty GMS would be its own trucks. Big
Yeah,
deal.
because didn't GMS and Petty both are kind of out at Legacy.
Petty's
aren't they?
done. Petty's done at
Okay.
Legacy. He's just a brand ambassador. He's just the guy who
Yeah.
puts on the Legacy shit and kind of
Yeah.
Google Legacy.
That's Jimmy racing now.
Yep, it's all him.
Petty's still there as like a figurehead. That's why like they still have the 43 and all, but like he has like no actual say or investment in the team.
I mean, do you think he at like 105 years old, do you think he has any like good say?
No,
He's
no.
like, let's get rid of these visors on the helmets. Let's go back to the open face helmet.
Yeah, baby.
I think when these drivers started putting headrests on their seat, man, it really scared up this sport.
My wife had to come up with the window net, slowed me down.
You ever seen that clip from his last race where his car was on fire and he like, comes over the radio? He's like, "Get the fucking fire extinguisher! It's on fucking fire!"
Old King. What a legend.
Get the
Let's
fucking
see.
fire extinguisher!
Let's get some odds loaded up for this weekend though. Over at the Rock.
Oh, another thing. So, I
The
know
Rock.
I'm like airing my grievances tonight, and that just made me think of another
Like-
one. But like,
And Jeff Gluck.
but well, he is a contributor to this, but not the main one. That's a this whole so they're off this weekend, and everybody's like all week like, oh my god, the off week is so early in the season. This sucks, and it's just like you motherfuckers bitched for 3 years about racing on Easter. And they gave you your wish, and now you're gonna be like, why is it so? We have to go 28 straight weeks.
The funniest
Like-
thing about that to me is the fact that it's like fans bitching more so than anyone else, and people like Gluck. Dude, these
Yeah.
drivers sign up for that. Like they make good money.
Yeah, and every other sport has like
Mhm.
plays on Christmas and Thanksgiving, and baseball is playing on Easter, like this Sunday. Like
Mhm.
baseball doesn't have an Easter break, like. But they're like, no, we need it. Like the drivers who are like, we don't get to be with our families. It's like you can't bring your family 3 hours down the road to Bristol.
Right. Well,
They literally-
you can't afford a
Private jet
I
for your
remember the-
family to come, and then you can rent out a whole fucking restaurant for you and your family.
The last Bristol dirt race, like where I was camping, and I was like the only motherfucker in the campground that weekend because it was like in the 30s all weekend, and I was the only one dumb enough to camp there.
You
And they
woke
let
up
me
on
camp
Sunday
there.
morning to Tim Tebow preaching.
It was like $30 to camp for the weekend, and like the drivers were having like an egg hunt with their kids, like right by the campground. Like I saw the drivers just standing out there, and like the kids are running around getting Easter eggs. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
You're like yelling profanities at the kids.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, fuck Danny! Like while the kids are having an egg hunt. Like,
And his kids walk over and you're like, I fucking hate your dad.
I don't know if Danny had custody at that point. I don't know if his kids were out there or not.
Mm.
Norm's running this weekend.
Norm's
Wow.
running?
Norm's running again. Causing, oh, goddamn, that's some talk about Friday. Him almost causing the biggest goddamn accident of Friday. Being a fucking roadblock, going like 50 miles around the track probably during a green flag. And I mean, you got the leader, which was Larson at the time, fucking having to fly around him. Then you got a pack of 7 people behind Norm, just being a fucking roadblock and causing trucks to get fucking slammed in the wall.
Yeah, he was like 40 laps down, 70 laps in.
Yeah, I get he had issues, but why the fuck would you put him back on the track? Like, I wonder what his spotter was sitting there saying.
Hey, y'all
Norm,
know what
get
day?
the fuck off the track.
Do y'all know what day it is this weekend? By the way, it's Casey fucking Kane Saturday, baby.
Oh
Casey
boy.
Kane. Wow, you have a 95 diecast. I actually would not mind to have one.
This was his last race. It was the Darlington Throwback. It's
Yeah.
like the 9.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Dude, I hope he goes out there and wins.
Same.
Dude, I
I think it's unlikely.
Got to
but
talk
I
about
would like
Friday
to see him.
first. Friday first and Saturday. Friday first and Saturday. But Friday we do have Sammy Smith running, so we might have another big accident.
What's he in the 7 or
07.
07?
Corey Day's running the 7. And Parker Clickerman's back out there.
Hey, how many people who are bitching about the off weekend thing I was just talking about are still just going to go to Rockingham and watch the race this weekend?
Yeah.
A lot, because it's the first time
I
the
wouldn't.
Rock's back.
No beer. I'm not interested.
You sneak it in.
No beer. I'm not interested.
Just sneak it in.
It's too much work.
This fucking guy. It's WrestleMania weekend. I'd probably go if it wasn't WrestleMania this weekend.
You know wrestling's fake.
Really?
Yeah.
No. No, it's
Yeah,
not.
dude, it's scripted.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
I promise. It's all scripted. They already
No!
win this weekend.
No!
No. Hey, this guy's. Listen to this guy. What are you going to tell me next? Like, fucking
The moon
NASCAR's-
landing was real.
Yeah. You gonna tell me, like, Lee Harvey Oswald, like, actually killed JFK on his own next?
Hey, according to the files, yeah.
What is this? Bob Hawkers from earlier, now NHRA top fuel winner, Tony Stewart dishes on his future. What Stewart said about when his wife Leah Pruitt will get back in her car if he tried Indy 500 again, and if Dodge could lure him back into NASCAR with team ownership. God, no.
I'll
Did
tell
you
you
guys
one
see-
thing.
Did you guys... Oh, go ahead.
I'm fucking sick of Hawk stealing Bob for IndyCar.
Yes, same. It sucks. I don't want to see his fucking Facebook post of him at IndyCar races.
Did you guys see, like, he referenced that Tony he got his first top fuel win this weekend?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Love Tony. Shout out to that guy.
I just can't get into drag racing. Like, there is probably not another sport that I, like, care less about than drag racing. Maybe I would feel different if I saw it in person, but on TV, that is the dumbest shit in the world to me.
I was about to say, I can't watch it on TV, but I would love to go in person.
Yeah, I'm sure it's really, like, I bet it is, like, kick-ass in person. But on TV, dude, that shit is so stupid.
Dude, you live right down the road from Bristol. You've never gone?
Not once.
Crazy. Dude, I remember Charlotte, like, they just had we were there a couple years ago camping, and we were going out during the day, and they just had the drag strip, like, unlocked and wide open, and we just, like, went into the drag strip and, like, walked around, like, the 4 wide
That's
track
cool.
and everything. We were just like, fuck it, let's go in here. Like, they just had it wide open.
I wonder, somebody fucked up that day. Somebody forgot to shut the gate.
Yeah, we were just walking around the fucking, like,
You should have
on the
gotten
track and
hurt.
shit. You said what?
You should have gotten hurt. That would have been a good lawsuit.
Oh, yeah. No, we should have drove the fucking car out on there.
True.
Yeah, I will be watching Rockingham this weekend though, even though I'm
Oh,
not
yeah,
going.
same. I'll be watching F1 too.
I was
like,
at that race in 1998.
Rockingham.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep, before either one of you motherfuckers were born.
What were you, like 20 at that point? Like,
Dude, I'll have you know, I was like 3.
you were 3?
Yeah.
I'm sure you remember that.
I do loosely, because we went, I do remember.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. Dude, I can remember.
3?
Listen, yeah.
3?
Yeah.
You sound like Terrence Howard saying like he remembers.
I
When he
remember
was
being in the
womb.
womb, dude.
What were you saying though? Like,
We went to the Hendrick team, like the shop, and one of the higher ups there bought me a Jeff Gordon hat.
oh, nice.
Yeah,
And you weren't a Gordon fan?
Nope.
Damn.
He
No,
was.
I guess they were trying to convert me because I was definitely in Ricky Rudd gear.
Yeah, 3-year-old Cody was like, I ain't rooting for gay boy.
Yep. Yeah, I ain't no fucking Rainbow Warrior.
I'm gonna go ahead and make my pick for trucks.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the odds pulled up too. Cody, we do like snake picks. Basically, you can't pick like the same as somebody else picked, and then for well, I guess there's no cup, so it doesn't matter.
For Xfinity, I'll go last. So like I'm going first right now, so I'll pick last. And we can't do top 10 by the looks of it.
That's what I was about. Yeah, we usually do like an underdog top 10 for cup, but we have
I
no.
don't see the odds anywhere. So we can pick a top 5.
All right, underdog top 5 for Xfinity.
I'm gonna say for mine, I'm gonna go Brandon Jones plus 1800, running that one. Gimme.
You can go second, Cody, because I'm still pulling it up.
That's what I'm doing right now.
I
Wait,
gotta
we're doing
pull it up if you want
Xfinity? Is trucks last? We do trucks last?
No, this is trucks. Brandon Jones running the one.
Oh.
Are you
Yep.
on what app are you on, Jacob? Or I said Jay. I'm used to doing shows with Jacob. Sorry, Bailey.
DraftKings?
All right, let me get that pulled. Yeah, I've gotten used to talking to Jacob like 2-3 hours a night, multiple times a week. So I'm
Yeah,
just
thank you, Jacob. He remembers stuff when he was that young too. It's called a high IQ.
I think it's called lying.
Travis, you can't even remember a conversation you had with Marcus Smith 3 years ago, dude.
True shit.
I just had half my body weight alcohol in me. Who'd you pick, Bailey?
I got Brandon Jones plus 1800.
All right,
This is for top 5.
So, no, that's a
just,
win.
just to win.
Oh, okay.
We'll do top 5 for Xfinity. I'll go with Grant Amfinger plus 1400.
Jesus.
I'll go with Parker Kligerman plus 5,000.
Damn. What the fuck? In the 75?
Yeah.
Did you guys see the fucking Tricon tweet earlier where like Parker was doing a Q&A on Twitter and they were like, can we have the Daytona trophy pretty please?
Damn. What we got for Cup? Casey Kane plus 750. Wow, I can't believe that still. It sucks that Justin Bonsignor is fucking ruining this 19 car. Let's put Eric in it full time. I'm telling you.
I'm going Casey Kane plus 750. Lock me in.
Are you first? I thought it was Cody. No, okay. Well, you were first, and it's Cody, and it's me.
Give me Nick Sanchez plus 3,500.
Ooh.
I'm gonna follow close to that. I'm gonna go Ryan Sieg plus 1800.
I like
Gets his
to see.
first win. Gets his first win at a track that we haven't ran in years, and I feel like at a track like this, he's gonna do good unless he gets fucking a pit road again. But
All of this for a Sam Mayer win.
I would say top 5. I would cut it off at Eckes below. So Eckes is at plus 550. Or we can do, yeah, you can pick Eckes, but anything Eckes and below him. That could be our top 10 or top 5 odds. So I will take, for my top 10, top 5, God damn it. Catherine Lake, Jesus Christ, I forgot. Fuck me.
Bro, she's got like 5 cup starts coming up.
Brett picked week to start the podcast again.
I'm gonna say, dude has shown a lot of fucking speed. Just hasn't had the success he needed, and he's in a damn good car. Give me Sawallich plus 1100 for a top 5.
I'm gonna kick you right in the balls and say Daniel Dye plus 2200.
Fuck me.
Give me. I don't know. I
Christian
don't
Eckes.
love any of these. I'll go Jeb Burton plus 2200.
God.
About to wreck the dog fuck out of
Burton
you.
Boy's gonna win.
I'm pretty ssure Jeb raced Rockingham in the trucks when they went back there for a couple years, all those years ago.
Fuck
Granted,
me.
it's a new surface now. It's not really the same, but
Let's just pray we get some good racing this weekend. We know we all need it. We need something good to watch. We need to get support NASCAR again and also enjoy some racing. But also we have some good F1 racing this weekend in Jeddah. McLaren's talk of the town so far. Oscar Piastri's projected winner. Lando's projected to be third on the podium with Leclerc second. But Red Bull's fucking dissipating right now, which everyone either loves or hates to see.
Love to see it.
Shout out Alpine. I guess Pierre Gasly could sometimes pull his head out of his ass and decide when he wants to drive that fucking tractor of a car to a top 5. So good shit, Pierre. Good racing this weekend. I mean, if you guys are interested in maybe watching your first race, we got it at 1 p.m. on the 20th, which is Sunday. So 1 p.m. Sunday. I mean, we have nothing to do. No NASCAR race, no nothing, unless you're watching baseball. I mean, so why not turn it on for some background noise? Maybe you'll get interested in it. Maybe you'll start watching. I recommend it. So I'm going to say this track is very interesting, a lot of challenging corners, and also event some good racing because there's a lot of straightaways with a lot of DRS that the cars rely on. So if you're bored, tune into it. Practice, qualifying, all that. Practice starts on Friday. 2 rounds practice on Saturday with qualifying as well, and then race Sunday. So it's going to be a good race. McLaren's probably going to sweep it, but what's new? But besides that, got some trucks on Friday, Xfinity Saturday, and then we got an F1 race on Sunday with a little off week for Cup Series. Thank God.
can I throw out one bonus pick for us to make?
Yeah.
Before we get done, John Cena versus Cody Rhodes this Sunday.
Oh fuck.
Who's taking it?
And his name is John Cena.
Dusty Rhodes coming back to life and going to win it.
Yeah, I mean, John Cena's gonna like put Cody over for one last time, right? I mean, that's got to be what happens.
I hope Cody wins. Like, I'm rooting for Cody. I think Casino, like, you're gonna have a whole year that you can build to him winning his 17th. I don't think you need to pull the trigger on him winning it this early into his retirement tour, and I think it'd be better to let Cody get the win here.
Isn't
But-
this Cena's last WrestleMania though?
Yeah,
Okay.
but I think Cena will win, but I hope Cody does.
I might tune into it just for that match.
Who you
Just to shit
picking?
talk Cody whenever he loses. Cena.
Who you picking, Cody?
I think that John Cena puts Cody over. So I think Cody wins.
Well, CM Punk would quit shit talking all the time. Maybe he'd make something with his career now.
He's main eventing, so
No shit.
he's main eventing Saturday
All right,
night.
well,
Saturday
I'll just
night, the main event is
Drink
Roman,
some
Seth,
bleach. I
and
just ate my words.
yeah, Saturday night the main event's Roman, Seth, and
Well, I
Punk.
knew there was a lot of drama with him last year because whenever I was somewhat tuning into it, it was always him shit talking someone and then getting in trouble and getting kicked off and then coming back.
You're thinking of AEW. You've probably been hanging around Gunner too long. Like,
That's exactly what I'm thinking of. No,
that
I
was
didn't.
when you-
Okay, it checks out.
But yeah, their main event in the triple threat on Saturday night.
If Cooper
And,
has it on, I'll watch it. Well, he won't be here. Never mind. Well, I won't be watching it.
What are they fighting for in that triple threat?
It's just a regular match. Like, the feud's built around Paul Heyman. Like, he's had a lot. Like, he's been with Roman for years, but he was with Punk years ago, and him and Punk are friends. So it's been like, what side is Paul Heyman gonna pick? And then like Seth has had rivalries with both of them. And then they were also like when Roman and Seth first debuted, they were in the Shield, and Punk was like the originator of the Shield, who like came up with it and like kind of brought those two guys in. So there's a lot of like different stories tied in there.
I gotcha.
And Punk is going to have Living Color there playing Cult of Personality live for
That's
his
cool.
entrance.
That's gonna be kind of sick, actually. Well,
Ryan said it. It's Mania Week. Fuck F1.
whatever, Ryan. Go watch your dirt cars. Next
Anything
Wednesday
else?
we'll reconvene with how The Rock treated us and if it treated us well, and also if CM Punk wins and if Cena won, and how the F1 race went. So hopefully Derek's back. He's a little bit under the weather right now. I was last week, which is why we weren't on. And Travis was too cool to join our show, so we had no one really fill in. But we'll reconvene next week. Derek should be back. Pray for him. Hope he gets back to good health. At least you don't got to pay $200 for a hat and shirt. Well, that's what happens when you work for things in life. You can afford things like that. So
It'd be a cold day in hell before I paid $200 for a hat and a shirt.
yeah. Well,
You can buy
See me.
Kanye's. He's got some new designs.
and I
that
still
help
managed
you.
to pay my rent, and I still managed to buy whatever I want. So for me, it doesn't matter. And plus, if you look on the right place, it's even cheaper than NASCAR merch because eBay is cheap as fuck. So you can buy used shit cheap.
Yeah,
This
you're
hat,
getting like DH Gate F1.
no,
merch.
this hat I got it for $15 on Depop. This shirt
was-
I made. Can't even tell.
So
Have
then you
guys-
didn't buy that. So then you're wearing bootleg shit, so you can't talk shit.
The
If
shirt.
you're
yeah.
wearing an eBay hat,
You want me to go
and
in my?
a
You want me to go in my
homemade
closet? You want me to go in my?
eBay
Oh, he
shirt?
got fired up now.
Yeah, he's got an eBay fucking hat on, a homemade
He
shirt. talking
disappeared
about,
into Kevin
I
Harvick.
make enough money to buy this shit, but I make bootleg merch. Get out of here.
Have
fucking
you guys
dork.
seen that? Made me think like it's been a thing. They've been like talking about it on Sirius a lot, and where like they're having the autograph sessions this year, and like a lot of times you have to buy like a die cast or something to
Real
get in.
Coppa Alpine pitch shirt. Real Fernando Alonso.
How much you pay for that?
It was I got it on Depop. Don't worry. This $75 Orlando Norris Castor.
How much did you pay for that?
$75.
Okay,
Red
so you're
Bull.
buying shit second
Red Bull
hand.
Castor. That's real Castor. This is the real team pitch shirt. $65 right there. Mercedes Tommy Hilfiger, $80. I think it was somewhere around that.
Have
This
you guys
one's
seen?
second hand with tags on it. Paid $40. Real Tommy Hilfiger, Mercedes.
So now go to a race and pay that much for that shit.
Coppa Alpine right here, real. You see, $50. Ferrari, right there. This is nice. It's like a fucking small. I call it my worker shirt. Got this 55 with two hats.
I agree with you, Ron.
Cooper got this for me. It's really nice. This is my birthday gift like 2 years ago, but still.
I was saying, have you guys seen like with a lot of like the autograph sessions they have at the track where like you gotta like buy a die cast or like spend a certain amount of money to go, and it's been like people have been calling into Sirius to bitch about it and like putting on Twitter like, oh, this is ridiculous. And it's like and I've done a couple of those this year. I did the Kyle Busch one at Bowman Gray. I did the Byron one at Atlanta, and I did the Chase one this past weekend. What do you guys have a problem with that? Because I don't. I think it's like, because if you don't, the other side of it is you got to wait in line for 4 hours, and then Johnny Dickhead, who isn't even a Chase fan, has his book with 20 trading cards, and he gets
It's
in line
tub
to get.
full of fucking diecast.
Yeah, and instead it's like you have to buy something to go to it. So who's going to be the people buying the stuff? The real fans who actually want to meet the guy.
Well, that
I
guy
think
right in front of us, Bailey. Remember him in the Josh
Yeah.
Berry line with his fucking tub?
No shit.
So like, is there a problem with that? Like having to buy something so we make sure like the real fans of these drivers who actually want to meet them, like are going to invest the money to meet them. Is there a problem with that? Because a lot of people are mad about that. And I, as somebody who has bought wristbands to 3 of them this year, I like it that way.
I mean, I honestly like. I don't care enough to have like an opinion either way. Like, I'm not mad about it. Also, I think you make a good point because if you don't have that, like people are just gonna line up who could give two fucks,
And you have
then
to get in
you're gonna
line like
have-
4 hours early to like have any
Right.
chance to meet them if you don't. Whereas now it's like you get a wristband and you're guaranteed to meet them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
I
I
think
don't
they're-
hate it either way. Like I genuinely, because I'm just not like a big autograph guy. So like I don't care enough either way.
That's fair. I don't like the fact you have to spend money to go see someone. I feel like you should just be first come, first serve. Get in line, and if you're not in line by then sorry, get out of line. Wait till next time.
Bailey's a fan of Johnny Dickhead with his binder full of trading cards, getting 20
I'm
of
not,
them
but I
signed.
mean, if you wait in line, it's only fair. I mean, it's just like any other thing. Like you wait in line for the store opening, like Black Friday. I mean, first come, first serve. Like if you're not in line, I mean, I don't think you should have to spend money just to meet someone. I mean, they get paid enough to be there as is. Like they have to do these appearances for their team. I mean, for their branding. And I mean, if they're doing these things, I feel like it's only fair if a kid who wasn't there the day before can't get a wristband and wants to show up and meet his driver. You know, he wants to show up early to meet him.
In the words
Like-
of Michael Jordan, fuck them kids, bro.
Oh my god.
All right. Let's call it.
I need to eat. I haven't eaten in 10 hours and I'm fucking itching.
Appreciate everybody tuning in. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow us on Twitter. You see it at the top. Do all that good shit. Subscribe to Sectator Media on YouTube. And yeah, thank you for tuning in. And we will be back next week. We'll be going into Dega next week, my home track. So
Buy your 1.25 liter cherry Coke also.
you guys got to have your home race this week. Next week it's my turn to have my home race. So,
Yeah, there you go. You know what I mean? There you go.
yeah, you guys got to drive. Well, in Bailey's case, 2 hours to get to the track this weekend. That's what I get to do next weekend. So I'm very excited to go to a race and not drive halfway across the country to go to it.
There you
Daga, baby.
Hell yeah.
go, baby. I'm ready for it.
Hell yeah.
All right. Appreciate
boys.
y'all. Till next time.